Kicks 105.5, good day to you. It is that time, as we do every Wednesday. We talk to my buddy Mike from Barrett Insurance. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing extremely well. So a little birdie told me that you've got a bear in your backyard.
Yeah. My neighbor messaged me last night and said, bear, backyard. And I'm like, oh, all right. So I stood up and looked out my back window, and there it was.
So
pretty good-sized black bear.
Tell me you didn't do anything lame like name him Yogi.
No,
Okay.
we did that to last year's bear.
So bear with me as I ask you a few questions based on the bear, all right?
Just don't make it a bear of questions, okay? Let me get my bearings.
If your bearings, oh my God. Bear damage to your home or auto, which coverage would handle the damage, and does it matter where the car was parked? So if the bear did damage to your car, but it was in the garage versus being out in the field or in the backyard, would it matter? And does coverage handle bear damage?
Yeah, so that's a pretty poignant question. So, when it comes to the auto insurance, it does not matter where the car is, as long as the car has comprehensive and collision coverage. Things that trigger those coverages will be covered, unless you're racing or doing something that's specifically excluded. But let's go to the bear damaging your car. Let's say you kept some snacks in the car, and the bear said, "Yummy, I'm going to go get some in my tummy," and gets inside and just ravages your car, having a little bear snack. That would fall under comprehensive coverage. I'm not aware, and I will disclaim this. These are pretty complex policies, so I don't have everything memorized. But based on my professional assessment, I don't see or feel that there would be anything that would exclude that from being covered under comprehensive coverage, subject to your comprehensive deductible.
Okay.
Certainly wouldn't be collision, because bear would not be considered other property that hit your vehicle.
Okay. So I get on my ATV. I decide I'm going to go check out this bear. Honey, I'm going to go videotape this bear because you're a dummy. And so you get on your ATV, and then the bear decides to swipe at your ATV and breaks a light off of your ATV. But you notice that you're no longer on your property. Is your ATV covered?
ATV, as long as you have coverage for physical damage, whether it be specifically listed on your homeowner policy via endorsement, which we don't recommend. We recommend a separate ATV policy, and as long as that separate ATV policy has comprehensive, it should be covered. And you mentioned earlier too, if a bear is damaging your house, a couple of years ago, a bear decided that it was upset that my dad took his bird feeders in and started swiping and taking out all the screen windows of his house. Granted, screen windows are pretty low in terms of replacement, so he didn't file a claim. But if major damage had occurred, highly likely my father could have filed a claim. The real exclusion for damage to a specific animal is for vermin, and so we're talking for things like raccoons, or we're talking skunks, or we're talking rats, and mice and bats.
On that note, if something minor like your grill gets damaged, and my grill is only worth $100 at best, is it worth filing a claim? Or should I just say, just buy a new grill?
Yeah. I mean, for the little things, you got to think. If it's a really little claim where, if it's under deductible, certainly no need to file a claim. But if you have a low deductible and you only stand to get maybe $100 or $150 or $200, and I know that's real money, but you need to leverage that decision with what you don't know could happen tomorrow or the next day.
Right.
So frequency of claims can come back to bite you in the end. So you want to kind of think about that whenever you're filing a claim.
So does your dad now have a bearskin rug in his living room?
No, he does not. But he definitely gets those bird feeders in earlier. We've never really had. We know bears are out here. We live in the woods. My dad lives a half mile down the road from me. So it's not something that surprises us. We know we coexist, but it's always interesting to see them closer than normal. Last night the bear, he was 6 feet away, so he did keep the social distance spacing. But it's always interesting to see him that close.
So let's go one more bear question. What if your dog gets hurt by the bear? Charles Barkley, your dog, jumps out of the house and runs after the bear, and there's a confrontation. The bear takes a swipe at him. He gets a cut. He has to go to the veterinary. The veterinary. I speak for a living. It's okay. Your dog has to go to the dog doctor.
There you go.
Is that covered under insurance, or is that a separate insurance that I can purchase for just my dog?
Interesting. So, your animals, even though they are technically your property, they are not covered by your homeowner policy. And I speak in domestic animal terms. If you have a farm policy, obviously your farm policy will cover your farm animals, but still, the domestic animals are not covered. So how do you get coverage for your domestic animals? Well, it's going to be out of pocket for you. But I'll tell you, the example you just did, if Charles Barkley decides to go running after the bear and gets severely or even minorly injured, I have pet insurance for him that we actually offer at our office. So I would have a $500 deductible, and then after that, Charles, if he had to have any major surgeries or sutures, certainly would have coverage for his injuries.
Now, some people would go, $500 deductible, but the vet is like a $2,000, $3,000 visit if your dog is injured.
Charlie decided one day, and I don't know how or he found it, but he decided to snack on mouse poison, and we don't even use mouse poison, just so you know. I just happened to hear him crunching on something, looked out, and something had been baited somewhere and somehow landed in our yard, and Charlie ate it, and that was a $900 bill right there. So that was just him eating something he shouldn't have been eating. So dogs, cats, they can get expensive quick.
I just can't bear to talk to you any longer. And so if there's anything else you want to say, now would be the time. Otherwise, I'm just going to hang up on you.
Try to think of another bear pun.
It was trying, really, boy, while you were talking, my mind was racing, but I was like, nope, it's bear. All right, so, Mike Bear.
Let me bear with me for a second while I give you the details of our office. I got it in. You can give us a call, 748-5224 on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury, online, thebarrettagency.com, Google, Facebook, and YouTube, all Bear It Insurance Agency.
Hey, Barrett, here's a big bear hug, and I look forward to talking to you next Wednesday. Talk to you later.
See you, sir.
Bye.